What's up everyone, welcome back to MVP Auto, the channel where we dive deep into the newest, boldest, and sometimes most surprising moves in the automotive world. Today, we've got something that is going to stir up conversations everywhere. Ford has officially pulled the wraps off the 2026 Ford F-150 X4 1980 edition, and trust me when I say this truck is more than just a vehicle. It's a time machine, a bold tribute, and a modern powerhouse all rolled into one. Now, let's start with what makes this truck stand out right away. The name itself, 1980, is a direct throwback to one of the most iconic years in F-Series history. Back then, Ford redesigned the F-150 into a tougher, more squared-off look that helped cement its reputation as America's workhorse. Fast forward to 2026, and Ford has gone back to that era, taking design cues from the classic 1980 body style, but blending them with modern materials, cutting-edge tech, and the brute strength you expect from the best-selling truck in America. Visually, the 2026 F-150 X4 1980 edition looks like it rolled straight out of a dream garage. The boxy lines, the squared-off front fascia, and the vintage-inspired grille give it a retro vibe that feels authentic rather than forced. Ford even brought back the two-tone paint options, so you can spec this truck in combinations like bright red with a silver stripe, or deep blue with a white lower body, colors that scream late 70s and early 80s nostalgia. But don't let those classic looks fool you, because underneath the skin this is a thoroughly modern machine. Under the hood, Ford is offering two main powertrain options. The first is a 3.5-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost V6 that delivers over 400 horsepower and nearly 500 pound-feet of torque. If you want efficiency without sacrificing muscle, this is your go-to. But for the purists, the 1980 edition also brings back something we thought Ford had left behind, a naturally aspirated V8. That's right, the legendary 5.0-liter Coyote V8 makes an appearance here, tuned to produce more than 480 horsepower and a soundtrack that takes you straight back to the glory days of American trucks. Both engines are paired with Ford's 10-speed automatic transmission in a true 4x4 system that includes multiple terrain modes. Whether you're cruising the highway, towing heavy loads, or crawling through mud and rocks, this truck is built to handle it. Speaking of capability, Ford hasn't cut corners. The 2026 F-150 X4 1980 edition can tow up to 13,000 pounds when properly equipped, and the payload rating is equally impressive. The bed is lined with durable composite materials, comes with built-in tie-down points, and of course features the Pro Power onboard system, which basically turns your truck into a mobile generator. That means you can power tools, lights, or even a campsite straight from your F-150. Step inside, and you'll notice the retro theme continues, but with a modern twist. The dashboard has squared-off edges in an old-school layout, but it's dominated by a massive 14-inch infotainment screen running Ford's Sync 5 system. You get wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, over-the-air updates, and even an optional 18-speaker B&O sound system that can rattle your bones. For those who love details, Ford has added throwback touches like analog-inspired gauges, vintage font lettering, and even optional cloth bench seats that look straight out of 1980 but feel like modern luxury. Of course, if you prefer full leather, heated, and ventilated seats, that's on the menu too. Safety and tech are on another level. You've got Blue Cruise hands-free driving, a full 360-degree camera system, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, and adaptive cruise control. So while you might be driving a truck that looks like it belongs in a classic car show, you're actually surrounded by some of the most advanced safety features available today. Now, let's talk about price, because that's what everyone wants to know. Ford is positioning the 1980 edition as a special model, so it sits slightly above the standard trims. Expect a starting price around the mid-$60,000 range, with fully loaded versions pushing closer to $80,000. It's not cheap, but considering the blend of heritage styling, modern performance, and sheer capability, it's hard to argue with the value. The big question is this: who is this truck really for? Honestly, it appeals to two kinds of buyers. First, the enthusiasts who grew up around those classic boxy Ford trucks and want that nostalgia hit without giving up today's comforts. Second, younger buyers who want something unique, something that stands out in a sea of trucks that can sometimes feel a little too similar. The 1980 edition delivers on both fronts, proving that heritage and innovation don't have to be opposites. At the end of the day, the 2026 Ford F-150 1980 edition is more than just a tribute. It's a statement that the past still matters, that the golden age of trucks can live again, and that the future doesn't have to mean forgetting where you came from. Ford has managed to create a truck that feels both timeless and futuristic, and that's not an easy balance to strike. So what do you think? Is the 1980 edition a hit, or is Ford leaning a little too hard into nostalgia? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get the conversation going. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into the latest and greatest in the automotive world, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to MVP Auto, and ring the bell so you never miss a video.